Archangel Michael says, "This is a serious warning, watch it immediately. My beloved child. If these words have found you today, do not dismiss them in haste. Slow your heart for a moment. Set aside the noise that has followed you throughout this day. This is not a message meant to create fear. It is a call to awaken your spirit, examine your path, and remember the hope that has always been available to you. There are seasons in every life when the signs become impossible to ignore. You may have noticed doors closing unexpectedly. You may have wondered why certain relationships changed, why plans failed, or why your heart has felt restless even when everything around you appeared normal. Sometimes these moments are not punishments. They are invitations to pause, reflect, and seek wisdom before taking another step. Many people rush through life believing tomorrow is guaranteed. They postpone forgiveness. They delay acts of kindness. They ignore opportunities to grow in faith, integrity, and compassion. Yet every day offers a new chance to become a better person, to repair broken relationships, and to choose what is right over what is easy. This is your reminder not to let anger become your guide. Do not allow bitterness to settle in your heart. Refuse to let fear convince you that hope has abandoned you. Even in difficult moments, courage grows one choice at a time. There will always be voices competing for your attention. Some will encourage despair, pride, or resentment. Others will call you toward patience, humility, and love. Wisdom often arrives quietly. It asks you to listen before speaking, to forgive before seeking revenge, and to trust that goodness is never wasted. If you have been carrying guilt from past mistakes, remember that growth begins when you acknowledge your failures, learn from them, and choose a different direction. Your past does not have to define your future. Every sunrise reminds us that new beginnings are possible. Perhaps you have been praying for answers. Perhaps you have asked why your journey has been so difficult. While not every question receives an immediate answer, perseverance shapes character. Challenges often prepare us for responsibilities we cannot yet see. Today, choose gratitude over complaint. Choose honesty over deception. Choose mercy over judgment. These choices may seem small, but they transform lives over time. Take a few quiet moments today to reflect on your priorities. Ask yourself whether your daily actions align with the person you hope to become. Consider who needs your encouragement, your apology, or your forgiveness. Do not waste your energy comparing your journey with someone else's. Every person walks a different path, faces different struggles, and grows at a different pace. Your calling is to faithfully live the life entrusted to you. Remember that genuine strength is shown through patience, kindness, and self-control. These qualities often appear ordinary, yet they possess the power to heal families, friendships, and communities. Whatever uncertainty lies ahead, meet it with wisdom instead of panic. Prepare carefully, speak truthfully, and act with compassion. Even when circumstances are beyond your control, your response remains your responsibility. May today become a turning point. Not because of fear, but because of renewed purpose. Let this message inspire you to seek truth, practice kindness, and walk forward with hope. Your future is shaped not only by what happens to you, but also by the choices you make each day. Therefore, let today be remembered as the day you chose faith over fear, love over hatred, and hope over despair. My beloved child, do not let alarming voices persuade you that all hope is lost. A warning is most valuable when it leads to wisdom rather than panic. Every day presents countless choices, and those choices quietly shape the direction of your future. Today, choose the path that brings peace, integrity, and compassion. There are moments when life seems uncertain. Plans change without notice. Opportunities disappear. Relationships may become strained. During such seasons, it is easy to believe that you are alone. Yet some of the greatest lessons are learned when everything familiar seems to be changing. Difficult seasons can strengthen patience, deepen character, and remind you of what truly matters. Take time to examine your heart honestly. Are you carrying resentment that has remained hidden for years? Have you postponed forgiveness because the wound felt too deep? Forgiveness does not always mean forgetting what happened or pretending that wrong actions were acceptable. Instead, it means choosing not to allow bitterness to control your future. Be careful with the words you speak. Words have the power to encourage or to wound. A kind sentence can restore someone's hope. A careless remark can remain in another person's memory for years. Speak with gentleness whenever possible, and when correction is necessary, offer it with humility rather than pride. Do not become discouraged because your progress seems slow. Growth often happens quietly, like a tree whose roots deepen long before its branches reach toward the sky. The changes taking place within your character may not be immediately visible, but they matter far more than temporary success. If you have been praying for direction, continue seeking wisdom with patience. Important decisions deserve careful thought. Listen more than you speak. Learn before you judge. Seek counsel from trustworthy people whose lives demonstrate honesty, kindness, and good judgment. Remember that success without integrity is empty. Wealth without generosity leaves the heart unsatisfied. Recognition without humility quickly fades. The qualities that endure are faithfulness, compassion, honesty, courage, and love. When fear whispers that you are not enough, answer it with truth. Every person has strengths to develop and weaknesses to overcome. You do not become stronger by pretending your struggles do not exist. You become stronger by facing them with perseverance and hope. Make time each day for quiet reflection. Turn away from constant distraction and consider the direction of your life. Ask yourself whether your actions reflect the values you claim to believe. Small daily habits eventually become lifelong patterns. Look around you with open eyes. Someone nearby may be carrying a burden that no one else can see. A word of encouragement, a thoughtful conversation, or a simple act of kindness may become the answer to another person's silent prayer. Do not allow disappointment to convince you that your best days are behind you. Many meaningful journeys begin after seasons of hardship. Every challenge can become an opportunity to develop greater wisdom, patience, and resilience. As you continue forward, remember that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing what is right even when the outcome is uncertain. Hope is not ignoring difficulties. Hope is believing that goodness, truth, and love remain worth pursuing despite those difficulties. Walk carefully. Live honestly. Serve generously. Love deeply. Let your character become your greatest testimony. Long after achievements fade, people will remember the compassion you showed, the promises you kept, and the hope you shared. May each new day remind you that you have another opportunity to grow, to forgive, to encourage others, and to become the person you were created to be. Let this message inspire you not to fear the future, but to face it with wisdom, humility, and steadfast faith. My beloved child, as you continue this journey, remember that the greatest battles are often fought within the heart. Long before circumstances change, your attitude begins to shape the direction of your life. If you allow fear to rule your thoughts, every obstacle will appear larger than it truly is. But if you choose wisdom, patience, and faith, you will discover strength you never realized you possessed. There will be days when nothing seems to make sense. You may pray and still wait for an answer. You may work diligently and not see immediate results. You may treat others with kindness and still face misunderstanding. Do not lose heart during these moments. Growth often happens in the waiting. Every season has a purpose. Spring teaches hope, summer teaches diligence, autumn teaches gratitude, and winter teaches endurance. In the same way, every season of your life can teach you something valuable if you remain willing to learn. Guard your heart against pride. Pride quietly convinces people that they no longer need wisdom or correction. A humble person continues to learn, continues to grow, and remains open to truth even when it is difficult to hear. Do not spend your days chasing approval from people whose opinions constantly change. Your worth is not determined by popularity, possessions, or temporary success. True character is built through honesty, compassion, perseverance, and love. There may be individuals who speak discouraging words over your life. Some may doubt your abilities. Others may misunderstand your intentions. Resist the temptation to answer every criticism. Sometimes the strongest response is to continue living with integrity and allow your actions to speak louder than your words. Be careful not to let worry consume your future. Worry steals today's peace without solving tomorrow's problems. Instead, prepare wisely, act responsibly, and trust that each day brings enough strength for its own challenges. Remember the importance of gratitude. Even during difficult seasons, there are blessings that often go unnoticed. A sunrise, a kind friend, a meal shared with loved ones, a lesson learned through hardship, or the opportunity to begin again. A grateful heart sees hope where others see only disappointment. When opportunities to help others appear, do not ignore them. Sometimes the greatest purpose in your life is found in serving someone else. A small act of generosity may become a turning point in another person's story. If you have made mistakes, do not remain trapped by regret. Accept responsibility, seek forgiveness where needed, learn from your experience, and continue moving forward. Dwelling endlessly on yesterday prevents you from living faithfully today. There will also be moments of unexpected joy. Celebrate them with humility. Share your blessings generously. Encourage those who are struggling. Success becomes more meaningful when it is accompanied by kindness and gratitude. Protect your peace by being wise about what you allow into your mind. Constant negativity, endless arguments, and harmful influences can quietly shape your thinking. Fill your mind instead with truth, wisdom, encouragement, and things that inspire you to become a better person. Remember that patience is not weakness. Patience is strength under control. It allows you to make thoughtful decisions instead of impulsive ones. Many regrets begin with a moment of uncontrolled emotion, while many victories begin with a moment of patient restraint. As you walk through each day, let your life become an example of compassion, honesty, humility, and courage. The world does not simply need louder voices, it needs people whose actions reflect the values they profess. So do not be afraid of the road ahead. Walk it with confidence, not because every challenge will disappear, but because every challenge offers an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. May your heart remain steady, your words remain kind, and your actions reflect the goodness you wish to see in the world. Continue forward with hope, for every faithful step you take today is preparing you for the opportunities of tomorrow. My beloved child, you have come this far because something within your heart is searching, not for fear, but for truth. A warning has value only when it leads to wisdom. Let these words remind you that every new morning is an opportunity to choose a better path than yesterday. Do not believe that your story is finished because you have experienced disappointment. Some of life's greatest transformations begin after seasons that seemed filled with loss. What appears to be the end of one chapter may simply be the beginning of another that you cannot yet see. Look carefully at the people who surround you. Keep close those who encourage honesty, kindness, humility, and hope. Distance yourself from influences that constantly lead you toward bitterness, dishonesty, or despair. The company you keep shapes the direction of your thoughts and, eventually, the direction of your life. There will always be distractions competing for your attention. Some promise instant happiness but leave your heart empty. Others require patience, discipline, and sacrifice, yet they produce lasting peace. Learn to recognize the difference. Not every open door leads to the place you should go. When you face difficult decisions, do not rush because of pressure or fear. Take time to reflect. Seek wisdom. Consider the consequences of your actions, not only for yourself but also for those who may be affected by them. A thoughtful decision today can prevent deep regret tomorrow. Remember the quiet strength found in humility. The wisest people are often those who continue learning. They admit when they are wrong. They celebrate the success of others without envy. They understand that true greatness is measured not by how many people serve them, but by how faithfully they serve others. If someone has wronged you, guard your heart against revenge. Justice and forgiveness are not signs of weakness. Choosing not to be consumed by hatred allows your heart to remain free. Bitterness builds invisible chains, forgiveness begins to break them. Do not measure your life solely by achievements or possessions. Wealth may come and go. Recognition fades. Titles change. But integrity, compassion, generosity, and faithfulness leave a legacy that continues long after earthly success has passed. There may be moments when your strength feels exhausted. During those times, remember that endurance is built one step at a time. You do not need to have every answer today. You simply need the courage to take the next faithful step. Pay attention to the small opportunities that appear before you. A conversation with a stranger. A chance to help a neighbor. A moment to encourage someone who feels forgotten. Great acts of kindness often begin with ordinary moments that many people overlook. Protect your thoughts carefully. What you repeatedly allow into your mind eventually shapes your outlook. Fill your heart with truth, gratitude, wisdom, and hope. Refuse to feed constant fear, resentment, or hopelessness. Never underestimate the power of a humble prayer, a sincere apology, a generous act, or a word spoken with love. These simple actions often accomplish more than impressive speeches or public recognition. If your dreams have been delayed, do not assume they have been denied. Sometimes waiting develops patience, wisdom, and character that success alone could never teach. Continue preparing yourself faithfully. Opportunities often arrive when least expected. Walk each day with integrity, even when no one is watching. Character is revealed in private choices long before it becomes visible in public moments. The habits you build today become the foundation of the future you create tomorrow. As you continue your journey, let your life become a source of hope to others. Encourage those who feel discouraged. Comfort those who grieve. Celebrate the victories of others without jealousy. Give generously without expecting recognition. Love sincerely without seeking personal reward. And whenever uncertainty surrounds you, remember this: fear may speak loudly, but wisdom speaks with quiet confidence. Listen to the voice that calls you toward truth, kindness, patience, and hope. The warning has now become an invitation, not to panic, but to awaken. Not to despair, but to live with greater purpose. Not to fear tomorrow, but to make today's choices with wisdom and compassion. Stand firm. Walk humbly. Speak truthfully. Love generously. Let every day become another opportunity to reflect the goodness you wish to see in the world. Your journey is approaching its conclusion, but the greatest message is still ahead. In the final part, you will discover that after every season of testing comes the opportunity for renewal, peace, and a life lived with lasting purpose. My beloved child, you have reached the end of this message, but not the end of your journey. If you remember only one thing from these words, let it be this: every day you are given another opportunity to choose what is good, to seek wisdom, and to become a source of hope for others. The warning you have heard throughout this message was never meant to fill your heart with fear. Fear alone cannot transform a life. Lasting change comes when you honestly examine yourself, acknowledge where you need to grow, and take faithful steps toward what is right. Perhaps you have spent years carrying burdens that no one else can see. You may have hidden disappointment behind a smile, or carried regrets that seem impossible to forget. Know that every person experiences seasons of struggle. What matters is not whether hardship comes, but how you respond when it does. Do not allow yesterday's failures to become tomorrow's identity. Mistakes can become teachers when you are willing to learn from them. Regret can become wisdom when it leads to better choices. Every sunrise is a reminder that life offers fresh opportunities to begin again. Look around you with compassion. Someone close to you may be fighting a silent battle. A kind word, a listening ear, or a simple act of generosity may mean more than you will ever know. Great lives are often built through countless small acts of love that receive little recognition. Be patient with your own growth. A strong tree does not appear overnight. Its roots deepen slowly, often unseen beneath the surface. In the same way, the qualities that matter most, integrity, humility, patience, courage, and kindness, develop gradually through faithful daily choices. When uncertainty comes, resist the temptation to panic. Instead, pause. Reflect. Seek wisdom before making important decisions. Not every opportunity is meant for you, and not every delay is a defeat. Sometimes waiting protects you from choices that would lead you away from your true purpose. Guard your words carefully. Speak truthfully. Encourage more than you criticize. Forgive more than you condemn. Let your conversations leave people stronger rather than discouraged. Words spoken with sincerity and kindness can remain in someone's heart for a lifetime. Never believe that your value depends on wealth, popularity, or status. These things change with time. True worth is reflected in the way you treat others, the promises you keep, and the integrity you demonstrate when no one is watching. If blessings come into your life, receive them with gratitude rather than pride. Share generously with those in need. Celebrate the success of others without envy. Remember that kindness multiplies when it is freely given. If you encounter disappointment again, do not conclude that hope has abandoned you. Every difficult season eventually passes. Storms do not last forever. The dawn always follows the darkest part of the night, even when it arrives more slowly than expected. Choose each day to become a person of peace. Refuse to let hatred control your heart. Refuse to let dishonesty guide your actions. Refuse to let fear steal your joy. Instead, choose honesty, mercy, humility, patience, and compassion. These qualities become a light not only for your own path but also for those who walk beside you. As this message comes to its conclusion, let it inspire action rather than emotion alone. Reach out to someone who needs encouragement.